Hold on, MSFers, Duluma here, back again with another video. What today? We're going to be talking about Illuminati and how you can use them on offense. That's right, because Scopely keeps forcing us to use them on offense, so I figured I'd show you guys things that they can beat. So we're going to talk about with Captain Britain and without Captain Britain. This will all include having Hank. And I know Hank's event has not happened yet, but unfortunately you can't do much with Illuminati without Hank because he's the kind of the linchpin of the team, being the one who gives the speed up. But yeah, so it kind of revolves around having Hank, unfortunately. So sorry guys, the team is not great without Hank. But first up, it's going to be Darkhold. It's going to be pretty much Darkhold with any form. Any fifth here. I have Quicksilver here just as a filler, but this can be kind of anything, honestly. Darkhold does they do extremely well against Darkhold if you have the luxury of going against this. I wouldn't recommend doing it because there's plenty of other things that take out Darkhold, but I know in the beginning a lot of people were using it against this because they didn't know how strong the team would be without Captain Britain. So if you have this left over, you can absolutely do that. So this would be a good first option for you. All right, next up is going to be the pesky Infinity Watch, and if you have to use Eternals elsewhere, Illuminati could be an interesting use here. Honestly, I could see them taking out this team even without Hank. It would be a little bit harder, and you would definitely need a pretty big Shuri, Mr. Fantastic, and Black Bolt. And Iron Man probably wouldn't have to be too big because he's just there as a battery, but you could probably take it out. But with Hank, this team gets absolutely slapped, which is really nice because they get the speed up on spawn, like I said before. And Infinity Watch is just honestly in the dust. So if you need to use something like Eternals elsewhere, or your Pegasus is not big enough to take out an Infinity Watch, then this is another option for you. And they're pretty decent, honestly. It's pretty good. So it's another option for you to take out a kind of B tier, C tier team if you have just some of the pieces of Illuminati, but not all of them. All right, and coming in for this one, we've got full Superior 6, and this does work in every single room in Cosmic Crucible, except room 1 if Green Goblin Classic is a Raider. If Green Goblin Classic is not a Raider in room 1, you can still do full Illuminati without Captain Britain and absolutely decimate this. It is an absolute ass whooping. You literally use the Shuri special turn 1 on Green Goblin Classic. You remove all the charges, and you put ability block. If your Shuri is smaller, I would recommend putting Skirmisher just in case. And then from there, Green Goblin will basic, and then your entire team goes, and you just delete Green Goblin, and then it's over from there. With Captain Britain, I'm almost positive Illuminati could take this room out, even if Green Goblin Classic is a Raider, because he doesn't get the turn meter, the 36% turn meter on spawn from having Superior 6 allies because of the Captain Britain. So you can absolutely take this room out extremely easily. Just take those charges off of Green Goblin Classic, and then you can control this entire team very, very, very easily, which is really nice. But yeah, just be careful if it is in room 1 and Green Goblin Classic is a Raider. It will not work, as you saw from my video yesterday when Ruvar went against me. He tried it, and it got absolutely worked. So definitely be careful trying that. But yeah, being able to take out a Superior 6 without Captain Britain is really, really nice. All right, next up is going to be just Black Knight in general. So for those of you guys who don't know, the way this works is Shuri can can remove charges turn 1 from Black Knight. I would recommend Shuri being a skirmisher for this, especially for lower Shuris. So it's definitely something that you need to take in consideration, and it can be resisted even with Shuri as a skirmisher. I've seen a 4/4 Shuri not work on this, because you got to remember, Black Knight has 1000% resist with defense up, and it's Black Knight. A lot of people have 1 diamond, 2 diamond, G19, so if your Shuri is not up to snuff, just be very careful about that. And this does require Captain Britain, because what happens is when Shuri goes and takes the charges off of Black Knight, he loses the charges, but then he gains full turn meter, so then he goes next. So you need Captain Britain in there to stop that turn meter gain to be able to do this effectively. But I've seen this work against Black Knight Spider Society. It probably wouldn't work against Black Knight Superior 6. unless you can delete that green goblin before he gets to take a turn. Actually, it probably could. Yeah, it actually probably could. You would absolutely lap Superior 6 with the speed up and everything. So yeah, it actually probably could work, and it would just mitigate and just nullify the Black Knight immediately. You just have to make sure to take out that Green Goblin Classic rather quickly. So yeah, it's a really good Black Knight counter, which is nice because Black Knight is one of the best characters in the game, and he is on defense absolutely everywhere. All right, next up is going to be the kind of defense that everybody's been running, the 2 Pretons, Panda, Nightcrawler, Old Man Logan. Panda is kind of hit or miss, depending if he's in there or not. Some people run a different 5th. But Illuminati absolutely destroys this team. And honestly, I think if you play this correctly, you don't need Captain Britain. It kind of depends, though. If you don't hit Old Man Logan, he does not get turn meter, right? And he's not going to get turn meter from assists because he won't assist because Shuri's there. So you can definitely try this with just Illuminati without Captain Britain and be able to do this. The issue I see with this is you don't have really any controlling effects for Old Man Logan because Captain Britain is going to be that trauma stun and all that kind of stuff that you're going to need. But if your Illuminati is pretty big, you can just delete Old Man Logan. Black Bolt does some pretty decent damage. Mr. Fantastic does incredible damage. And Shuri with her ultimate puts trauma and ability block. So you can definitely control that Old Man Logan pretty well. So it could be interesting. But you also have the issue of Shuri not getting charges until Old Man Logan takes a turn. So the assists will still happen until Shuri takes a second turn. So that's kind of unfortunate as well because of the some changes to Shuri getting a hidden tag called Chargeable that we brought to the devs. But it's still not the easiest fight. Like, I've seen people lose this even with Captain Britain. So don't go into this thinking, oh, this is going to be a pushover. This is going to be easy. It's still Old Man Logan, gents. Like, Old Man Logan is still nuts. So just be careful regarding that. But it is an option for sure with and without CB, but definitely be careful because it's still Old Man Logan once again. All right, next up is Mephisto Black Order. Yeah, really. This is obviously with Captain Britain, and I know my Black Order is very tiny because I only built Thanos, and then obviously Mephisto's here. I just got him, by the way. Congratulate me in the comments. But it literally one-shots it. Mephisto can no longer be with 4 idiots because Illuminati is on offense. So the way you beat this is you literally take out Thanos really, really, really quickly, and then you just control Mephisto, and that's it. You just want to make sure Thanos is not there to get a flip, the rewind, all of his stuff, because Mephisto, obviously Thanos in room 2 is really, really good. But yeah, this can be one shot. So anybody who has Mephisto out there, be very wary of who you put Mephisto with now, because you have Illuminati on offense that can one-shot it. So if you're banking on a double sack, you might not want to anymore. But yeah, Mephisto Black Order can get one shot. All right, last room is Mephisto Spider Society, and I have seen this get one shot as well. The other way to do this is you can do a single sack, so they have a exhaust, and then Illuminati with CB can also take this out. I have seen it done with a baby Mephisto as a one-shot. That's why I'm probably suggesting a sack, then Illuminati with CB in here. Because of the Mephisto, obviously. And this team's just really, really, really good. So, got to be careful who you're putting Mephisto with now. You got to put him with 4 good tunes now because you can have issues. But Mephisto, obviously, still a great character, but if you can try to one-shot it or only single sack it and then come in for the kill, that can really throw your opponent for a loop if he's banking on a double sack, especially for people who still don't have Mephisto. If your opponent's banking on that double sack, he might just, you know, willy-nilly sack your Black Knight room, willy-nilly sack a Superior 6 room, and immediately you've killed 6 rooms in 7 shots, and you immediately win no matter the efficiency. So it's definitely an option, and I wanted to give you guys some options to be able to take out teams with Illuminati on offense. As for other B-tier teams, Pegasus gets rolled. Don't really take Illuminati into extreme because they get a lot of speed up, and Nightcrawler gets turn meter, especially if you don't have CB. So I wouldn't recommend that at all. Straight Spider Society, I feel like Illuminati without Captain Britain would do really, really well. Let's see. Tangled could do well, or you could do well against Tangled as well because you go way in front of them with Hank. Let's see. Out of Time, you could probably do really well with or without without Black Knight, without CB. If they have Black Knight, use Captain Britain. But yeah, honestly, a lot of B-tier, C-tier teams, you're just going to roll over without without Captain Britain. With Captain Britain, they become an absolute nuisance, and they are really, really good on offense. But that's going to be it for this one, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. It seems like Scopely is going to continue using events to make us use Illuminati on offense. So it seems like we're going to have to keep using them there for those milestone points. So I wanted to show you guys how to use them the best way on offense and what they can take out with and without Captain Britain. So until next time, this has been Duelim. Later, MSFers.